What's happening, family? Welcome back. Oh, what's happening, family?
No, I'm leading. Get your finger.
Welcome back to another episode of
Is this going to cause an argument? I'm your host, Angel Lakita Moore,
AKA
also known as Angel Tanksley, also known as that chick.
Go ahead, let them know who you are.
That chick Angel. And I am joined by my husband, the other host.
You late, go.
The other host, this fine man who I just adore, been married to for 15 years. Baby, tell them what the show's
this
about.
This is another show that we do weekly. This is a podcast we do weekly because this is going to cause an argument.
Cause what?
This is going to cause an argument.
It didn't sound like you said it.
It did if you was listening because I'm the host. Anyway, if it's your first time tuning in, we greatly appreciate it. We are joined by our wonderful family, our immediate family, we call them. That's the people in Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're co-hosting, so please continue.
I'm doing your part right now.
Okay, well, you're doing it so well.
You slacking, so yeah, I might as well continue. Anyway, if you want to be a part of that Patreon, all you got to do is go to patreon.com/thatchickangel. And you can be a part of it for the low at $5 a month. And we got a sponsor this week. Go let them know who the sponsor is.
Hello Fresh.
Hello Fresh. You're going to hear more about Hello Fresh once we get into this episode.
When you support our sponsors, you are supporting us.
You picked up on it. Go ahead.
I am going to slap this man in the face. My husband has been gone. He left us for about 5 days, left his family, kicked us in the back of our heads as he walked out of our life. And now he's back and he's acting real extra-like. Extra.
Oh, Angel, let's not talk about this whole leaving your family.
This is what happens when he spends extra time with his mama.
Last year, Angel left her family every week to stay at a hotel with a bunch of dudes.
At the house for about a week and a half.
Every week.
With a bunch of dudes.
With a bunch of dudes. She was just in a hotel.
And he was out
at home with the kids.
With a bunch of women.
With the kids, eating, taking care of the family.
Baking. He don't bake when I'm home. He gonna bake with other women.
Yeah, they were going to. We ain't never been to a sports game together. They done been to baseball games.
It was him and
football
5
games,
other women.
Football games with all these dudes. Oh, we just going to the amusement park and bringing home souvenirs, hats.
What?
Bucket hats and stuff? Oh, we went to the game. We were at Fenway.
Sir, we got a spot. We have a waitress. Because when me and my girls go
just
out.
Trifling.
Yeah. When me and the heifers.
Just trifling.
I'm the designated driver. We got a driver.
The kids are home. Where's mom at?
You were leaving the kids.
She's gone with all them dudes.
You were leaving the kids.
She's gone again. Yes, y'all.
Our babysitters racked up cash.
We're going to pray for them.
5 women. One woman had a baby. I was like, is that your baby? Whose baby is that?
Dudes.
Whose
she
baby
packing
is
luggage, going spraying all the color perfumes and stuff.
I was bringing home that cash.
Y'all know she don't open. She don't let me open doors. They opening her doors for her and picking her luggage up. No, when I try to do it, I got it. Look at her. Now oh no, I let them do it. You know, they carry my bags for me.
This is our waitress. Her name is Danny. Danny knows me. Hey, Danny. Hey, come over here. Give me my usual.
Left your family.
You had a usual drink.
Y'all seen her.
Did you not have a usual drink?
Leaving with all them dudes. Don't make no sense. Anyway.
You black bastard. That's what you are. So anyways, Marcus is acting all brand new because he been home being spoiled by his mama.
Somebody got spoiled.
I spoiled you. I spoiled you. You're welcome. So we like to start today's podcast off with a fun segment that we like to call Hot Tanksley Take.
Hot Tanksley Take. Hot Tanksley Take. Hot.
No. There's no music. There's none of that. None of that exists. None of that exists.
Tanksley Take.
None of that exists. This is going to be a hard one for Marcus.
Yeah, and I don't know this. She wouldn't tell me.
I never tell him in advance. And actually, our producer picked this out. So it was just announced.
Oh shoot! What?
Actually, the NFL just recently changed their Instagram to National Fenty League.
Huh?
Fenty. Do you know what Fenty is?
A luxury brand.
Do you know who owns it?
Fenty. Is that Rihanna?
Because Rihanna will be performing at the 2023 Super Bowl. This is your hot Tanksley take.
It disgusts me that the NFL does whatever they can to make it look like that they own black people's team and they not. They're going to put national Fenty. That ain't staying that. They did that because she's performing. Then they're going to go right back to that's like them saying, oh, well, we ain't got no black owners, but we let old boy be the quarterback. That don't mean nothing to me. They're gonna give the wealth to one while keeping the majority down where they at. You know what I'm saying? It's still the whole, to me, it's the plantation. It's going to continue to be the plantation. As long they're going to keep saying, we'll never let them niggas sit in the house with us. They can sit on the front porch. That's where she's at. She going to get paid guap.
They don't get paid.
No,
To
Rihanna.
perform?
Oh, so she's going to get royalties from it. So she's part owner of the NFL?
No. You don't. When you are a performer at halftime show, you're not getting paid to perform.
Didn't Beyonce, didn't she work some deal?
No, Jay-Z is now over the music for the NFL, but no performer gets paid.
Yeah, so now I'm a big fan of all these people. Jay-Z sitting on the front porch. He ain't in the house. He ain't sitting at the dinner table.
Keep going.
That's how I feel about it. That's my take on it.
That's it?
That's it, yeah. I'm not moved by them doing that. Like, Jay-Z's over the musical part. That was their that came about, everybody's like, well, he ain't working with Kaepernick. It's like, because Jay-Z's still falling under those rules as well that the NFL has set. It's like he could probably bring in Kaepernick if it was up to him to do more and be more and, talk about police brutality. They can only sweep so much under the rug because we now loud and screaming about it. But they still going to continue to ignore it, It's like the one coach that came out and, the old man kneeled with the team and they had to help him up. But then they all not doing that. If it was that big of a deal, then, these other players that are speaking out wouldn't be getting blackballed. Not just Kaepernick. It's a bunch of them that spoke up. So, again, Jay-Z, Rihanna, they on the front porch. They ain't in the house.
So, is the goal to get into the house or is the goal
Absolutely.
to burn the house down?
I say burn it down. We are the league. That's us. There wouldn't be no NFL without black folk.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? So, but you still, you got the owners, you got the commissioner and all those people. All them people look the exact same, just like all the presidents and heads of the last company I was with. It looked like a whole bunch of presidents minus Obama.
It looked like a whole bunch of Bob Hopes.
Yeah, every single last one of them little heads up there. You look at the top people, ownerships and league and NFL presidents and all of that. I don't know how many it is or how that goes. This going to look like a bunch of Bob Hopes. And it's going to continue to look like a bunch of Bob Hopes.
Well, didn't seem too hard for you to give a hot take.
Oh, you said it's going to be hard.
Because I didn't know which way you were going to go. I wasn't sure if you were going to talk about, because I would have went from, is she the caliber of performer that is used to performing at the NFL? I do think so. Only tiff I have is that she ain't put out no goddamn new music. Now, granted, a lot of people who have performed are kind of blast from the past. It doesn't mean that they have current stuff.
Yeah, they're still iconic.
Yeah. I would just be mad that I'm going to be like, Rihanna, now we need some goddamn new music.
Let me think. Is that accurate?
What?
Like, icons usually don't have new music?
Sometimes they don't. Like when Madonna performed, she sang a lot of her old hits and brought out people who had like popular songs at the time. So more than likely Rihanna's going to perform, but she's going to have other people share the stage with her that might have current music.
Yeah. No, I mean, Rihanna, in my opinion, Rihanna's an icon. She just with everything, including not even music. Goddamn billionaire sitting over there. But yeah, no, I'm glad to see that, we still the stage at the Super Bowl. Like,
oh yeah, no,
they
we
brought
put on
in
some.
no Miley Cyrus and
Now they do love to. They'll bring out somebody white, but trust and believe these white
I'm
people
great
do
saying.
know. They'll be like, Missy Elliott, come on out.
But you know what's crazy?
Bring out somebody.
You know what's crazy is the artists you say they don't get paid. All the money is made by the commercials.
Yeah,
all white corporations.
Oh yeah, these are $1 billion.
Yeah, but that's what I mean by you got one or two of us on the front porch, but ain't none of us in the house or at the table.
Well, that's our hot Tanksley take. My husband came out of the blocks firing. Just wasn't expecting that, honey.
Moving on.
Our next segment is Back in Time. Let's go back.
Way back.
Back in time. Oh, no soundtrack to this one. Okay, great.
Hold on, you got to travel. Back in time, back in time. Tanksley's going back in time. Back in time.
And now he gets mad when I do stupid stuff like this. But when he does it, he can just have a blast. If I break out into a song, he is like, Angel, shut up.
Because you keep going. Your song would have still been going right now.
Well, if
you
it's a hit,
riffs.
If it's a banger.
You ain't never sung something that you didn't think was a banger.
Well, that is not my fault.
Back in time. Go ahead.
This is where we listen to a clip from our previous podcast episodes. As y'all know, we've been doing this podcast, or you might not know, we've been doing this podcast since 2015 or 2016. Yeah, 2016. We started doing this podcast. So it's been about 7 years that we've been doing this podcast on and on. So we have some clips to take you back. This was one of our first episodes. We did this on February 17th, 2016, and it was about open marriages. So we're going to see if what we said and thought then is true today, and if there's anything to add. Oh, yes, you get to hear your beautiful voice. Here we go.
Did you ever think about wanting to have like an open marriage? Now, we don't have an open marriage, so don't get it twisted. Did you ever think...
I'm still chipping, y'all.
You are so stupid. Try not to laugh all hard in this mic so the air doesn't blow into it. We don't have an open marriage, but prior to getting married, did you ever think, I wonder about having an open marriage? Or what do you think about open marriages in general?
Nah, that ain't something I can do. I ain't cut from that type of cloth. With me, I'm like, if you're going to have open marriage, just have a open relationship. Why get married if it's going to be open?
Because there are legal benefits to being married. Like if you're sick, that person has access to all of your stuff to make decisions and all that.
Well, in my opinion, if you're thinking that deep into it, then you need to reevaluate what you actually want. Just me, that's just my opinion. Me, I can't do no open marriage. It's just, you get married, that's your wife. You can't get the full benefits of a wife unless she's yours and yours only.
Okay.
That's just how I roll. I mean,
I know I can't. One reason why I know Marcus can't, even though I don't think Marcus had a problem in his life when he wasn't in a monogamous relationship. I think he was a-okay being free and open.
Yeah, monogamy was not for me.
I don't think he was like, oh, this sucks. I need just one woman. However, I don't think my husband would be able to deal with the person he calls his wife dating other men.
Yeah, you can be banging my wife. You can come home, I think I'm gonna smile at you. Like, hey, babe, how's it going? you have a good day? Yeah.
I'll be like, I bet I made some biscuits. No,
the hell with them biscuits.
So this is so funny that our producer brought this up because I have a.
I hate my voice.
You do not sound like it. I have a very actually close friend who is in an open relationship. Well, it's not actually, that's the bad way to like, or excuse me, not bad. That is a inaccurate way to describe it. There's so many levels
to something like it.
They have she's more so in a throuple. Her and her significant other share a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And she literally recently was like, oh, girl, I am in love. She was like, her significant other and this person met first online. And they were just going to, have their own little situation. And she was like, well, I want to meet her. And she was like, I just can't get enough of her. She was like, it's great. I was just like, well, Good for you guys. Yeah. In my head, there is literally nothing about that I think I have the emotional capacity to deal with.
Yeah.
No, never.
Yeah. Nah, I'm right there with you. It's now I don't know what level of when I say intimacy, I mean mental intimacy that these people are connected.
Mm-hmm.
But to handle another person's, even if we could duplicate Angel, to handle two of these niggas. No, I'm just saying, it's like y'all ain't on the same page all the time. Me and you ain't on the same page all the time. Now I got to deal with some like a third personality or a third. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what capacity that these people get into these. Let's just talk about the throuple. Like there's just the open thing of somebody sliding in you and me. That just I'm not even gonna try to start to understand it.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say we agree on let's have
an extra person
for us in this. Her.
Or he?
Her.
No.
It's like I don't know how you would take just me being me the way I'm. I don't know how you would take for one, this serious, as serious as you do now, but also that I don't know. How does that work?
I feel like you just have to be wired differently. Like I know right now, in culture in general, polygamy, and I specifically mean men having multiple wives. The wives know each other, and I'm using wives loosely. I don't mean legally they can call these women their wives. But these women know about each other. These women are friends with each other. They don't have a sexual relationship with each other. Right. They all have a sexual relationship in partnership with this one man. I know that has become a little more on trend now. Mm-hmm. So, again, that's something that I necessarily cannot understand or wrap my brain around being comfortable with that. I think the level of selfishness, the level of jealousy, the level of rage that sits in me constantly wouldn't allow for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not that type of, I am secure, but I'm also insecure enough to know that that's not going to work.
Right.
Like, I need a level of attention, a level of verbal affirmations that if it had to be split with someone else, I'm not going to do well. And I don't think I think your level of rage, jealousy, and whatever the third one is, I can't even remember, is even higher than mine at a base point.
Yeah, at first thought, it's like, oh yeah, another woman. Then I'm be like, but why y'all spending so much time together?
And you saying woman. If it were a dude,
there's no. Okay. That's not even a universe to where what?
I'm saying in the polygamy situation where I have two relationships.
That has never happened in the history of polygamy.
You don't know that.
I do.
Well, in my history of polygamy,
all right.
if I had a relationship with you and relationship with someone else and you two know about each other, y'all are cool with each other, y'all don't have any sexual encounters with each other, well, I don't see you taking me seriously.
He would die. You would too. Mysteriously and maliciously.
Well, that's not.
No, it was crazy, and like I don't know all these relationships, but the ones that I have seen is usually like a man, multiple women, and the women, I don't want to speak on them because I don't know them, but from the outside looking in, they seem like lost. I don't want to say they don't seem like they got it all together.
Who?
The women usually don't. The ones that I've seen.
Oh.
It's like they're usually in the better position of we don't have to do much he takes care of everything, which the
Oh,
situations
that's what you mean. Don't have it all together. Like they are benefiting from being cared for.
They have a full benefit of being cared for, and not having any concern. Like they financially, everything. That's what he's there for. Which I'm like, hey, girl, do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like I'm not the type of person to where I would want to be. I don't think I even know someone that really wants to be dependent. Somebody fully like that. Like, you know, a lot of women want to be taken care of. There's nothing wrong with that. But your sole purpose of being, you know, around is for him. However, he gives you the promise of you not having to worry about
any type of financial.
And also tolerating whoever else he brings to this community.
The only way I could be in an open situation, it would be literally whatever happens past the lifetime of our marriage. Meaning, for whatever reason, if this did not exist, whether it be because Marcus is no longer here on this earth, anything, whatever it is, it's because the next Negro, I'm not going to take it seriously. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, this is as serious as I'm going to get. There is no other lifetime after this that I will ever take a relationship or a man as serious. Anybody else is a plaything to me. So I'll be like, yeah, we open, because I have no intention on being faithful. I have no intention on giving all of my energy to you. I'm gonna be out here looking at everything. Like, I'm not about to. That is the only way. But in the marriage that I wanted, in the marriage that we've built, I am not sharing. No, I don't even like for Marcus to do a whole bunch of handiwork for my female friends. That's too much for me after a while. I'm like, get what are them things called? What they call? Get a task rabbit. Not my husband. He is not your task rabbit. He's not your maintenance man.
I was gonna say, because I don't be doing stuff anyway, but it'd be something small.
I don't like it.
And it's like, nah.
I don't like it. I know he's really good at this stuff. He understands it. Oh, he's amazing. He's mine. That's really, see, he don't have to worry about that, because there's no dudes need to ever, well, at least they're never going to ask for my assistance for anything outside of reading a script. If a dude was like, Aint,
let's talk about this Starbucks you always stopping to get people when you record. Look, you don't be remembering me half the time. I'm just playing.
No, I don't. I have to text them, and they'll be like, Angel, you know what it is. You know what we want. I know I don't. So either tell me or you're not getting anything. Period. Yeah, no. Any other thoughts you have on that?
No, do y'all. It couldn't be me.
It couldn't be me. Yeah, no. Hats off to people who are feeling like that's the way to go.
Yeah. Like I said, in the ones that I've seen that look stable, I mean, as stable as it can look to me, it seems like a win-win on all parties. It's like, now he's got multiple women. They ain't got nothing to worry about.
Oh, now you're going to polygamy.
Yeah, polygamy. And they are completely happy. And, you know, they, even though they ain't living above their means, they may be living at or under, but they seem to be happy with that.
Now, what about open?
Open, now that I don't get. Open is just like, and Victory says swingers. Open and swingers, I'm just like, why even be in?
I know people in open marriages, actually legally married in open marriages, and I know people who were swingers.
Other than the financial, or, you know, the what is it? The tax benefit of being married, I guess. I don't see the benefit of being married if you're going to be open. Or
I think having that consistent, your main one is your consistent one that's going nowhere. And a lot of times I think for the people who are in open marriages, the emotional part is the part that they usually don't cheat with. Like, that is a thing that they keep sacred to one another, like that type of intimacy. But when it comes to like sex, that is the part that they want to be able to experience with other people.
Hats off to you.
He said he ain't doing it. Swinging. Marcus got approached by us. We'll tell that story right after our sponsor, HelloFresh. Y'all know we love some HelloFresh at our house. We've been cooking it left and right. Yesterday, we made shepherd's pie for the first time, and it was good.
It was veggie shepherd's pie.
It was veggie shepherd. It had carrots, it had onion, it had mushrooms, and we used the vegetable concentrate. We mashed up some mashed potatoes. Amar was tearing it up. Also, we made some egg sandos, as they call them. They're egg sandwiches for the morning breakfast from HelloFresh. So as you can tell, HelloFresh has made our lives so much easier. It's made our dinner plate so much more vibrant with way more variety. And the best part of it is that all the ingredients are delivered right to your door. No more trips to the grocery store, no more unwanted trips to the grocery store. And you're going to be saving money. In fact, HelloFresh is 25% less expensive than takeout and even cheaper than the grocery store. And they have such a variety in the things that you can actually choose. So HelloFresh works with your schedule. The plans are flexible. You can change your meal preferences, update your delivery day, and even change your address with just a few taps on the HelloFresh app. And there's something new on every menu, from family friendly to fit and wholesome, and even veggie recipes. There's something to please everyone. Y'all, we've been doing HelloFresh for months now. It's something that we truly do use. This is a product that stays in our house. We just got our Sunday delivery and packed our refrigerator with the little bags because that is our meals for this entire week. So this is what we want you to do. Go to HelloFresh.com/argue65.
Argue65.
And use code argue65.
Argue65.
For 65% off plus free shipping. Again, go to HelloFresh.com/argue65.
Argue65.
And use code argue65.
Argue65.
For 65% off plus free shipping. It's HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
Absolutely.
Marcus definitively got approached by swingers. Go ahead.
But just real quick on the keeping that emotional separation, I kind of believe that's BS also, because like everybody has insecurities in different aspects, and let's say it's specific insecurity somebody may have, and they one of the people that they mess with is like strong in that, and it's just like anyway.
Well, no, to be honest, again, I ain't never been in nobody's open nothing. But I do think to be in a successful open marriage, and by successful is that the two people who are agreeing to be in an open marriage actually still being happy and wanting to be with one another. Mm-hmm. There is a level of transparency that I think a lot of non-open couples
I see what you're saying.
So like those insecurities, all that stuff, being very, very vulnerable about those things, and the other person making sure they honor those things. And I don't think if you're not able to do that, the other it's going to be real easy for the other person to leave for wherever the grass seems greener. But tell us how you almost had yourself with some swingers.
I didn't almost have nothing.
Yeah, he was about to be
in the gym and
with titties flapping, balls a swinging. Tell him, baby.
Nah, it was this when I would go to the gym all the time. Actually, that wasn't the only ones either. They were the only ones that came at me that strong. Uh-huh. There was this couple. They would always be doing like corny stuff. Like he was bigger than me at the time, and I was enormous. But they would do stupid stuff. Like he would be like doing biceps curls, and she would hold his arm. Like he'd be up like at a 90 if you listening. Like he'd be sitting there doing biceps curls, and she's like supporting his arm at the elbow. I'm like, who does this? But anyway. They was always friendly, speaking to me, and one day they gave me a car and they invited me to this party. Mm-hmm. They was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, what's going on?" We just sitting there talking. So on the way out, they were like, "Hey, yeah, look this up, man. You should come by." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, I'm going to this party. So I went home and I was like, "Oh yeah, these people invited me to this party." And Angel, I started describing them to her. Angel was like, "Marcus, they're swingers." I was like, "No, they ain't." She was like, "They are." So we looked up. You could tell by the card. You could tell by the card they gave my husband. You could smell the nut sweat and the vaginal juices all over this card. All over the card. It was still oozy.
I forgot what verbiage that was on the card that let me know. Oh, they down for a good time.
But there was another couple that they didn't come at me like that. But I remember she was always talkative and he was always talkative. I remember I'd be working out. She'd be on the machine beside me. and they'd be sitting there talking, and she, you know, they'd kiss, and I'm like, but why is she still over here?
Wait a minute. Jessica Williams says, was there an upside down pineapple? What's that about, Jessica? What? Listen, Jessica, you got one tattooed on your back.
Things.
Jessica, know the symbol.
Yeah,
what you know about that, Jessica?
Like, oh yeah, that's my club. was that Eddie and Samantha? Yeah, tell them I said hi.
let me tell you. Now, this one time, I don't know for sure if this was a swinger couple, but the vibe I was getting was like, y'all trying to do something nasty with me. Leave me alone. When I was on set at ER, there was, okay, so Journey Smollett came to visit our set because she had friends in town that were huge fans of the show. So she just came to the set with them. They were just kind of saying hi. This is obviously the before COVID because ER has been long gone.
No, Jessica said it's the streets that said that's the sign. She was like, I do not have personal experience. Yeah, you do.
With the capital letter.
Call you J-Dub the swinger.
Look, she don't have personal experience. Wink, wink. So she brought this couple to the set, and so I'm already like gassed up because like Journey Smollett is there, and I've been like, she's a child actor grown into a grown woman, so I didn't followed her long enough to know this is a big superstar. So, anyways, the friends that she brought to the set, they were actually excited to see a lot of people, but they were also excited to see me, which I'd be like, I have about 5 lines per episode. Should nobody be that excited to see me? I understand you might know who I am if you watch the show, but like for real.
I'm hearing this for the first time, y'all.
No, you did. I did tell you this. Wait until I get to the part.
All right.
So I am talking to the husband and the wife, and I forget they were just like, I think they were from DC, and they were just like, yeah, talking about what they were going to be doing while they were here, and the wife was like, yeah, if you don't mind, we should exchange numbers, and I was like, okay. She was like, yeah, give it to my husband, or it was like the husband asked for my number, and I was like, oh, going to the wife and saying, hey, I was going to give you all my number just in case you want to hit, but she was like, yeah, give it to my husband. And I was like, why would I give my number to your husband? Like in my head, I was like, that's not some stuff that, like, I understand the way we're talking is not in no like hit me up, type of way. But still, like, I feel like there's a little bit of a wife code per se, that if the wife is there and we're not talking business.
Yeah, I was going to say outside of business, yeah.
We're not talking business. We're talking about casual hangout. My phone number is going to go to the wife so that there is an understanding of, hey, this is all on the up and up. If you all want to kick it, but she kept trying to get me to give my number to him. I want to be like, bitch, do you not have a phone? Like, why? And also, I don't want to give my number to no dude like that. Like, I don't want to have to explain it on the other end to my husband, especially with him not being there to be like, no, see, for real though, it was a couple. They were married. They said they wanted to hang out together with me, but she did not want me to give her my. I don't want to have to do all that explaining.
Right.
And the vibe, and I don't remember who. You don't remember me telling you about? I promise you, I told you because you were like, yeah.
Zoom in, Victory. She told me.
I did.
Zoom out.
And because I remember around the time, I'll remind you off camera around the time when all this happened, and I know what I can tell you what overshadowed it.
All right, I got a feeling. I already know what overshadowed it.
Okay,
I don't think you telling me this.
No, I told you,
that
but it got overshadowed by more important things. But yeah, no.
It doesn't surprise me though. Like,
yeah,
it's out here. Cali be wild. But yeah, now thinking back, I'm like, that woman, that couple used to talk to me out. Not the couple that gave me the card to come through. Because thing is, she would speak, but she would never like hold strong conversations. It was always him. Because he's the one that's like, yeah, we having this party. But that other couple, I'd be dang, they was trying to get me.
Yeah. You look like
strap me down.
You look like a good time. No, they were gonna have you strap them down. They like, he's strong. He could probably hold you down real tight. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So, ooh, I just noticed that Bree changed the Bree is our producer for this podcast.
Some of y'all know Bree. We'll see Bree.
I just noticed that she changed the second topic option for the main topic. We're going to save it. We're going to save hers for the next podcast. We're going to do something a little more topical right now. I don't know if you all watch anything in pop culture, but recently there was a statement made by a man that goes by DJ Academics in referring to what's that child, Lil Wayne's daughter, Rejane's relationship. We're gonna play the clip real quick. I said real quick. I hate when Instagram, when you've been out of it for a while, it'd be like, so you don't want to see the stuff that was there, so we just gonna mix it up, so you gotta hunt for what you were looking at. No, leave me where I was at. I'll tell you what I want something to do. I'm just gonna play a little bit of what he was saying, and then we'll get to the topic.
Loved Hood is she loved YF and Lucci. That was her. That was her, bro. She loved the Hood. He had Thug Life tatted across his chest. I think even Wayne got Thug Life tatted across his chest. She loved that, showing up to all type of BT celebrity basketball games. She loved that girl, man. You know these, like, let me not call you know these chicks be like, yo, they love her. Of course they love her. So that facing 25 to life. No. Everything was all good with them until she realized they called a Rico. She seen that murder charge on it. I've never seen a chick quickly, Regine, somebody named Armand. I don't even know who this is. Like, she even downgraded. Like, she even just got some random. She don't like thugs no more. She like,
what's up, my neighbor and naysayers? What is going on?
She got with, no disrespect to him, don't try to fight me. Regine, bro, like, I'm not like that. It's cool. She got with who look more feminine than her. Like, you feel me? She got with who, like, the opposite of gangster. Like, she got with who she could do guessing games, mukbangs and all that. Bro, like, I'm not like.
Okay. So the topic isn't necessarily about Regine or DJ Academics or anybody that she's dated. The topic that I wanted us to discuss is how far is too far when you are someone who, quote unquote, makes their money talking about celebrity gossip. How far is too far? Where is the line that people need not to cross when they make their money off of giving their opinion on people's personal lives or reporting on public figures' personal lives?
I can't move forward without addressing what this dude is talking about. So he claims she won't be with a thug, and then she saw the case, and then she went the complete opposite direction and calling this dude feminine and all of that.
This is said she downgraded.
She downgraded. First of all, he probably don't even know this dude. One, just because he ain't heard of him, he gonna call him feminine. He talking about, oh, well, he do mukbangs. I do mukbangs. You call me feminine?
Yeah, he would absolutely do that.
Run up and tell me, huh?
I said he would absolutely call you that.
Run up and call me feminine. Who was more feminine than him over here gossiping about this little girl? That's what he's doing. He's gossiping, acting like an old punk. But just because you don't know this dude, you don't know nothing about him. Didn't nobody know Serena's husband before she married him? Didn't nobody know, what's her name, Lisa Ray's husband, that he was the prince of Turks and Caicos before she married him? Just because you don't know, dude, just that. You don't know nothing about him. Keep your mouth shut. Like, he's the pot calling the kettle black at this point. He's feminine. If one of these companies approached him about doing a mukbang, gave him the right amount of money, guess what he'd be doing? Sitting there on camera, stuff in his face.
You're right.
Like, shut up and just know your place. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, on that same thing of, like, realizing that you don't know who these people are, don't try to put them in a category if you don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said he ain't no DJ. That's just his name?
He just goes by DJ Academics.
Yeah, that's stupid too. Don't call yourself a DJ if you ain't a DJ.
I mean, I don't know anything about this man.
I don't know nothing about him either. He just sounds stupid to me right now. How old is he? He probably in his late 30s, early 40s.
Oh,
I
would hope he's
over
in
here
his
gossiping
40s.
about a young lady in her early 20s. Like, come on now, you a child.
Okay, to the question.
But to the question, yeah. So people are in the spotlight, and obviously she's in the spotlight because he's talking about her. But again, you don't know anything about what these people are doing with themselves. You don't know, like I said, you don't know him. You don't know her outside of her being Lil Wayne's daughter. I would think, knowing who Lil Wayne is, you would keep your mouth shut off that alone. You know what I'm saying? But you when you in this industry and you're in the music industry and you interview artists and someone who is your peer, you talk about their child. It's like, that's a lack of respect. Especially when you have somebody, I'm assuming this dude he's 31. Yeah.
He's 30. Whoa.
Dude, you 31. You sound like
I don't, it's not so much. Let me help with shape this topic, because I don't want it to be about talking about this man specifically. This is something that I feel like, especially now that social media is a way to actually make money and people can create their own content and make a lot of money. Hell, mine and Kevin's podcast is popular not because most of our topics are evergreen. It's because our topics are very much so current. It's current events. We speak on things that ain't none of our goddamn business. My question for you is, how far is too far?
I think it depends on, in this particular aspect, it depends on the age. When you talking about young people dating, understand where they are in life. Mm-hmm. Like people was talking about, how old is Lori Harvey?
She's in her 20s as well.
Yeah, she's in her 20s, and people are like, oh, that's the dumbest thing she could have did was not date Michael B. Jordan. This young lady's got the world is her oyster. She's got wealthy parents. She's got her own business mind. They're in their early 20s. If you think they're making mistakes, let them make mistakes. Mm-hmm. Like, you made mistakes when you were that age. Uh-huh. You still making mistakes. Mm-hmm. That's the one aspect. It's easy to, in my opinion, it's easy to go too far when you're talking about somebody at a younger age, almost in a completely different generation. Like, there's huge generational swings. The fact that I'm considered a millennial, the same, and people 20 years my what's the younger, not senior,
junior,
20 years my junior. It's like, that's a huge divide. Like, there's experiences that I have that they will never have. They ain't never touched a phone book. I grew up looking at phone books. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like a huge generational divide. So to go in that hard talking about, to talk about certain things that a younger generation is doing, just know that you don't know. Like, when you speaking about it, or it's easy to have a misconception, or easy to judge something and have a misconception when you don't completely understand it, but also, realize the shoes that you used to walk into.
Yeah, I feel like it's a hard line to tread. I think it's definitely, some people have created a brand on salaciousness, where the more salacious they can make the story seem, the more gritty, nasty details they can pull, the more sought after they are. The more, like, people have brought up Tasha K on here. I know you don't know who she is. Tasha K got sued by Cardi B and lost for a defamation suit. Tasha is very successful in this realm of, like, celebrity gossip, like journalist, columnist, whatever you want to call her. Mm-hmm. I do think when you decide to make that your bread and butter, it's going to be hard not to cross the line.
Yeah.
Because
crossing the line is part of your job.
Yeah, but it's like, oh yeah, and I think in the suit, I'm looking at what Rizza J. Hand said. In the suit, she owes $4 million
to Cardi B.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Dang.
It's a lot. I think people have to think about the consequence, and I do think about that, even though I be talking out the side of my neck a lot of the times when we're on the podcast, I do think about the consequences of a lot of my words. Certain things I will stand behind. Other things I might go back and think, I maybe should not have gone in so hard, because at the end of the day, for me, I don't have a passion for any of this.
Right.
I don't have a passion to be able to state my opinion on people's marriages and relationships. One of the first things that me and Kevin covered when I joined Here's the Thing was the whole entanglement, right? I had, for the longest time, thought that Jada and August were in a relationship. I had been thinking that before it came out. It was nothing that I cared to talk about on social media because I don't have a passion to talk about other people's business. Now that is a part of my job, I state my opinion, but I do think about whether or not how hard I need to go in on my opinion because of what the consequence might be. Not just for me, what the consequence might be for the person that I'm talking about.
Right.
For
speaking on, this is my opinion on this, and just cracking jokes on some. Larry said Wendy Williams did it for 20 years. Speaking your opinion on it is just like, man, it just feels like this. But then at the same time, speaking your opinion and then stating it as a fact.
Yeah, those are two things that
completely different.
But I think about, like, there are certain people that I might not necessarily ever talk about on our podcast just because I am fully aware of the consequences for that person, and the consequences might be way bigger than what I would ever want for them. And there are certain people where I know the consequence ain't gonna be that bad. They already dug their ditch. I ain't really even adding dirt by stating my opinion. Like when the pastor spit in his hand and rubbed it on his brother's eyes.
Yeah.
We knew that the arrows were going to get shot at him, but I also knew he was going to recover from that. That was going to be an L that he was taking. Right. So me stating my opinion was not going to cause him any more grief than what he was already experiencing from deciding to rub spit on his brother's face.
Wendell Williams. I don't know who Wendell Williams is.
They talk about Wendy.
It's the same
That's
thing,
what
Wendy.
they
they be calling that woman a man.
Yes.
Y'all wrong.
Yes. But when it does come to things that are, I feel like really, I even though the Kardashians begin on my nerves, I don't even go that hard on them the way I could, because I don't want to come off as this evil person, because I don't be caring about people's personal lives like that. And I think a lot of times people who make their money doing gossip columns, they develop it's almost like their own entanglement with, I've got to know. We need the truth. We need to know. And it's just like, why?
Yeah, that's one of the things. A lot of y'all know how I feel about Drake's music. I'll speak on what I feel, my opinion on his music. Mm-hmm. That's all I be speaking on. We have a friend that will go in on him personally. And I'm like, I always back out. I'm like, you attacking? I don't know anything about this man outside of what I've heard on albums, and I don't care to. So I ain't never attacked his character or anything. I'm like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm talking about where I put his music in, category I put it in. You over here saying, oh, well, he's this. I ain't never said he was anything other than what I would other than in the top 5. Like,
right. I'm the type of person, at least I try to be. If I'm not, then one day I'll find out I'm being a hypocrite in this statement. That in all the things that I say jokingly about people, and sometimes jokingly, but actually I actually feel those things. If a person that I'm saying about had caught wind of it, even if it was a person I didn't know, and if they said, yo, that really crushed me, I would be extremely apologetic, because that is not my intention.
Yeah.
My intention is not that. If that became what it was to them, I'd be like, yo, I'm sorry. My apologies. Yeah. But I think for these people, it's not it. They are okay with trampling everyone's spirit, even when, and then we can close it out and go to our last segment. Even when, me and Marcus go hard in the paint on Married at First Sight, we be talking cash crazy about these people. And these people are people that be wanting to be interviewed by the Bald and the Beautiful.
Yeah, by us.
By us. When Karen and Miles came on, because I gave Karen a hard time, I didn't act like I didn't say the stuff I said about her.
Yeah.
I said, girl, I said I was not Team Karen,
Yeah.
and I was talking cash crazy, and I said I was wrong.
I said the same thing to Miles. I said, look, he's like, yeah, people was calling me soft. I said, I did that.
Yeah.
My bad.
Absolutely.
That's what it was.
So I think the line is crossed. I feel like when your intention is just to, at whatever cost, you're going to be the one to have the opinion. You're going to be the one to have the breaking news, regardless of how mean it is, regardless of how cruel it is. I feel like that's when the line is crossed. I feel like when you don't have any type of, what is the word? When you can't at least try to see the humanity in the person before you go into attack mode. Because I don't think he was doing it to be funny. I think he was doing it for the clicks. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely.
You know what I'm so, and I get it. Some of this stuff probably sounds super hypocritical of what I'm saying. And it probably will every time I open up my mouth from here on out. But this is the psychology behind when I am on these shows talking and giving my opinion on people. I am literally thinking, okay, what are the consequences behind this?
Right.
And if the consequences are too dire, then I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, but that's not the first time, specifically for women. These dudes be going in hard on. I'm just like, these are young girls y'all talking about. They still at least 5 years from 30, and y'all, spending your time sitting here talking about these people. Ain't nobody talking about these ignorant artists going to jail and shooting people and doing all this stuff out in the streets. Y'all be, oh yeah, he did this, he did that, but you take your time to talk about these young people, specifically the young people. That's where I feel like the line is easily crossed, because it's like, come on now.
We were all doing stupid stuff.
Right.
We just weren't caught. Okay. Our last segment is Tank Our Advice.
Hey, oh, yeah.
And we have a question from Jenna Harris Mosley. Here we go.
Hi, is this going to cause an argument, family? Hi, Marcus and Angel. I am sending a message to ask, how can one push a spouse in the right direction to try to make more money and bring more money into the household and maximize their output for funds for the house without settling? I feel like, we can't live by just benefits alone. So my husband has a great job with good benefits, but unfortunately the pay could be better. And I feel like I've done my share in terms of getting a better paying job recently by switching industries, but he's more of the kind of stick to it, want to stay with the same job for a long period of time. So how can I give him a push that will help us maximize what we can do as a family while still being supportive and not seem like I'm just being a shrew, for lack of a better word? Thanks so much.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Jenna, it might be that y'all got two different goals. We were just recently talking about this, me and Marcus. We have a friend who loves the simple life. He wants nothing more than the simple life. Mm-hmm. He had a goal that he hit career-wise, and this man is going to coast in that career until it's time for him to retire.
Lose control.
He wants nothing more than to just support his family with his actual presence and then do this job where it's at. He's not trying to be like, let me do this extra thing so that they can find another higher position. He don't want it. So I think the real thing is, Jenna, is figuring out what his actual goal is. And you might not be able to get his goal to change as far as in him wanting to make more money, but you might be able to find ways to help for him to help you reach whatever your goal is financially. Because if you think it's going to be something intrinsic from him to motivate him to do it, it's not going to happen. It seems as if he's good. So it's going to be the extrinsic motivation. So it might be you just really, letting him know this is the goal that I have for us as a family. How are you willing to help me with this? And how can you do that? So he might not want to take on more stress at work. And I can get that, especially if he has a government job. I'd be like, I'm not giving these people no extra nothing. But there might be other ways that he can help bring in extra money that might not be from him changing up or pushing himself harder within his career. You, babe?
Yeah, I agree. It's that first and foremost needs to be a conversation between y'all of where y'all want to be. What are your dreams, aspirations? He may already be living his dream, which it sounds like something is very stable. Mm-hmm. And if that's what he wants to do, then he's already doing what he wants to do, and that is being stable. I'm assuming he has, insurance and everything going at this job, sticking into it long term, and then, collecting 401k or whatever it may be. However, if you are the type of person if you're not living your dream, like Angel said, that should be like a discussion that you all need to have between each other of, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to accomplish. This is what I aspire to be. And maybe he can help you reach that. Or maybe, I don't even know if y'all have had this conversation. Maybe he does want more. He don't know how to go about doing it. At the same time, also in line with Angel, he may be the type of person that's like, right now I can cruise. I'm stress-free. We can live this life that we live in, which seems to be pretty nice, and I don't need to do more than this or go into a more stressful thing. Maybe he'll try to switch. Maybe he has a mindset he can switch up industries. He could do something different, go to a different job, and now he's got a lot of stress on his shoulders. Mm-hmm. But right now he's just like, no, this is the life. This is good. Which there's nothing wrong with. There's a lot of people work those jobs, retire, and live happily ever after. Yeah, just by doing that. If he does want more money, you can, maybe you could do a spreadsheet of the finances. That was one of the ways that Angel convinced me to walk away from my job, is she repeatedly over months and almost 2 years mm-hmm. Went down the numbers with me of, income that we're bringing in outside of me, my 9 to 5. And I was one of those that aspired for more. I just thought I was going to do it at my 9 to 5. And once I realized that I didn't even like my 9 to 5, that's what made it easier for me to walk away. So that's an understanding I think y'all need to come to an agreement with, or come to a realization of what each other wants out of the time that you here on this earth.
Listen, that lets you know it still took something intrinsic, something from inside of mm-hmm. Marcus to make him come over to seeing really what I was saying. It took him disliking his current job and realizing his actual career goals no longer benefited him for him to take my suggestion as seriously as it needed to be taken for him to come off of his job. It didn't matter how many times I showed him the numbers. That was not going to be the catalyst. That made him feel more comfortable when he did change his mind, but it was never the catalyst for him to just walk off the job. No matter how many times I was like, look. So, best of luck to you, but hopefully the conversation and you really giving him your goals, finding out what his goals are and seeing how those two can marry. Because you don't want him to go to another job to make more money just to be miserable because you wanted more money, because that might cause him to resent you. Yeah. Because he just did it for you. And he was happy where he was at. So you don't want him to lose his happiness just so you can have more money. So
yeah, because the way I was looking at it from, having the 9 to 5 is I looked at mine as a very level line of, I may not be going down, I may not be going up, but no, that's what it was. I'm not going up, spiking these peaks and valleys, but I'm also not hitting these spiking these peaks, but I'm also not going into these valleys the way I could see the industry that Angel was in. I was just like, no, I'm good. I am good. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna stress about no money. That's one thing I ain't gonna stress about, because that check that you saw hit my account last week is also gonna hit next week.
Yeah, it did.
And I ain't got nothing to worry about. Pandemic, who cares? I'm still paid.
Yeah.
So that was, for him, it may be the same for him. It's like, you want me to step into a new industry. However, look at what I'm doing right now. I ain't got nothing to worry about, and you don't either.
Yeah. So just have to find out what his goals are, boo. See how you can support him, and then you can find out how he can support you. So you guys, we hope you enjoyed this episode of this. Is this going to cause an argument that I hosted instead of my husband, because it was my turn to lead host.
You got to, you just got to pick and choose your battles.
And that was a battle that he chose that he lost.
This is not one that I felt was worthy of fighting.
Yeah, you did. You came out of the
block.
block.
What is the point?
Punching.
Thank y'all for tuning in this week.
You can follow me on Instagram at That Chick Angel. I just hit 142,000 subscribers. Thank you for following me. You can also follow me on TikTok at That Chick Angel TV. You can watch this podcast as well as our vlogs are getting ready to come back on YouTube at That Chick Angel TV. And you can just Google That Chick Angel TV and you're going to find me pretty much. Tell them where they can find you, baby, since the AC is kicking on loud as hell.
Y'all can find me on Instagram at Marcus Aint on the gram, Facebook at Marcus Aint on the book, and TikTok at Tank Don't Talk. You can find my beard and body butter called Man Shit. You can go to manShyt.com and check that out.
Check it out.
Yeah, check that out.
There'll be a gift box coming this winter for Man Shit, so be on the lookout, and a couple of new things from Man Shit that you weren't expecting. And our summer box for Mama Likes is coming out this winter. Oh my God. Y'all have no idea all the mess I've gone through with Mama Likes. But be on the lookout for that. I sound like a Sheree from Real Housewives. Spring, summer, September, October. Be on the lookout for that.
2026.
Until next time, y'all be blessed.
Y'all have a good one, fam.
Bye.